town in Kentucky, but not all were wounded by gunfire. Some of the victims were injured in a vehicle accident. There are no fatalities at this time. The interstate was closed 9 miles north of Clinton, but later reopened. Also at townhall.com, news media calling on the military commission at Guantanamo Bay to make public the plea deal struck with the 9/11 defendants. Keith Peters has more.
7 news organizations filed a motion Friday with the military judges at Guantanamo. They want the public to be able to know the terms of the deal struck between prosecutors and 3 defendants, including alleged mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. The plea bargains triggered objections from Republican lawmakers and families of some of the nearly 3,000 people killed that day. Controversy grew when Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin revoked the deal. Keith Peters reporting.
Evacuations have been ordered in a wildfire that burns the south foothills of a national forest near Los Angeles. The so-called line fire was burning along the edge of the San Bernardino National Forest, 65 miles east of L.A. Casino company Wynn Resorts paying $130 million to federal authorities and admitting that it allowed unlicensed money transfers from around the world. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Well, summer is upon us and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity: golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people and you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have an answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints or muscles, in 3 weeks or less you'll start to feel the difference all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. ReliefFactor.com, the 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-473-5433. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
U.S. health inspectors are still struggling to address a massive backlog of pharmaceutical facilities that were not inspected during disruptions caused by COVID-19.
According to an analysis of government data by the Associated Press, roughly 2,000 drug manufacturing sites around the world have not had a Food and Drug Administration inspection for quality since before the pandemic. The FDA considers plants that have gone more than 5 years without an inspection to be a significant risk. Agency officials say their work has been hampered by difficulties recruiting and retaining inspectors who face a grueling schedule of overseas travel.
Correspondent Jeremy House. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is facing mounting questions over his ability to govern after federal investigations seized photos and phones from numerous officials in his administration. Federal agents' devices from Adams Police Commissioner, his school chancellor, 2 deputy mayors, and several other advisors. More news at Town Hall. House Speaker Mike Johnson, in Italy on his first foreign trip as Speaker, says his legislative counterparts from other G7 nations are expressing concern over America's recent role on the world stage. On the Salem Media Group program This Week on the Hill with Tony Perkins, the Louisiana congressman offered a diplomatic answer.
To put it frankly, I don't talk to our allies about this openly, but you and I know that the Biden and Harris administration have appeased and apologized and accommodated the enemies of our country. And we know that when Donald Trump was president, America really did project strength on the world stage. And our adversaries feared us, and they knew that aggression towards the U.S. would just not be tolerated. He brought back the policy of peace through strength, and we desperately need it again.
Wisconsin health officials have initiated a recall of eggs that follows an outbreak of salmonella infections among at least 65 people in 9 states. Authorities say it originated on a farm in Wisconsin. You'll find more on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
That it? That it? That's it. Play a commercial.
WBBF is your hometown radio station.
Was it a little short of the day?
Things we like to do to support
I
people
guess.
in your hometown is to run community announcements. If you do belong to a nonprofit group or organization, or if you're an official with a city or town government, send your community announcements along to our email address. It's safe, it's fast, and allows us to
Okay,
get right back to
blue
you
mic.
if we have a
I
question.
can go up. And your yellow mic?
Yeah, my yellow.
You too.
My yellow color.
WBBF.com.
Ed said next week.
It's fun.
And when's our egg?
What?
When's our egg coming on?
Huh?
When is Ed Miller coming on our show?
I don't know.
You're on the board for Tony next week, right?
What?
You're on the board for Tony next week, right?
No.
Yeah, he's going to the football game.
What?
Ed's going to the football game.
Oh, Tony Branch. Yes. What? Tony, who? Tony Branch, yeah.
No one Tony.
I know. Oh, it's one of those mornings. And I was going to record today's show, and I just totally just remembered that I was going to do that. And we're going on the air, so I got to do it next week.
No, we could have that on
What?
We'll have Ed next week.
No, I got to record. Yeah, we have that next week, and I got to record the show. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And good morning, everybody, and welcome to Middleboro in Review this morning. It is Sunday, the 8th of September, 2024. And, yeah. Good morning, Don. How are you?
Good morning, Joe.
Good. Awesome. All
How
right.
you doing on this September morning? Dewy.
I'm trying to get myself together this morning.
Are you? Not a morning guy?
It's Sunday morning. Sometimes I'm not a morning guy.
Morning guy, you're not a morning guy?
It's one of those mornings this morning.
Dewy out. There's a lot of water, upstairs water.
Yeah.
I had to put the defroster on this morning as we came here to the center of the universe here at 14 Church Green, Massachusetts, as we drove down Route 44. Beautiful though, nice ride, no traffic. It's nice when there's no traffic, you just enjoy the ride, and got our coffees, and I think things are pretty good right now at this particular point.
Sounds good.
Does it
All
sound
right.
good?
Yeah.
Really? No kidding, huh? Yeah.
All right. Let me take a sip of coffee.
Boy, I went on the Facebook, you can see you drinking your coffee.
Okay, anyway.
Oh, you get your Taunton Tigers shirt.
I do. Yes, I do.
I love it.
Moving on to the next thing here is our weather. In Middleboro, it is, it is 50 degrees. High of 74, low of 48 tonight. Sunny skies throughout the day. And the fog that's going on out there right now will lift. So that's good. 76 tomorrow. Pick of the week. Looks like the pick of the week is Friday, 86 degrees. So the heat seems to be coming back a little bit as we move towards the beginning of fall. We're about 2 weeks away from the beginning of fall, a little less than that now. So we have that. Some good weather coming up. No rain in the forecast anytime soon, which is a good thing. So we have that going on right now. 50 degrees currently in Middleboro. 50 degrees in Taunton. High of 73, low of 49 this evening. And pretty much the same weather in Taunton. It's pretty nice weather. Seems to be pretty nice weather going on right now. Driscoll, North Dakota. It is sunny. 51 degrees, a high of 85 today. 91 on Tuesday. Clear skies throughout the week. It is cloudy on Thursday and Friday, but mid to upper 80s. And again, Tuesday, 91 degrees in Driscoll, North Dakota. So some pretty nice weather going on right now in North Dakota here for September. Which I don't know if that's a little abnormal, but, there you go. You got some good weather going on in North Dakota. Driscoll, Texas, 90 degrees today for the high. Currently is 69 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. A high of 89 tomorrow. Low of 72. Rain in the forecast on Tuesday. Pretty nice weather for Driscoll, Texas. In the low 90s most of the days, but pretty nice weather for September in Driscoll, Texas. So there you go. There's your weather for today. Our today in history's birthdays and passings for today. 1565, St. Augustine, Florida, is founded by the Spanish admiral, and Florida's first governor, Pedro Martinez de Avalos. Don.
Yes.
St. Augustine, Florida has a birthday today. 1565, Don.
Yeah, it's
The oldest city.
Yeah. I always wanted to go there too. My mother always wanted me to go there, but we never made it. She said you always got to try to make it. So hopefully next time we're in Florida together, we'll try to go by there and check it out.
1883, the Northern Pacific Railway, reporting mark NP, was completed in a ceremony at Golden Creek, Montana. Former President Ulysses S. Grant drove in the final golden spike in an event which was attended by rail and political luminaries. 1892, the Pledge of Allegiance is first recited. 1900, 1900, the Galveston hurricane. A powerful hurricane hits Galveston, Texas, killing about 8,000 people. 1966, Don, I didn't like this one. September 8th, 1966, the landmark American science fiction television series Star Trek premieres with its first aired episode, The Man Trap. Don, Star Trek.
Wow. That's the beginning of a franchise that just spawned into all these different creative directions. And it's good to know that William Shatner, he's still alive. Actually, I seen him on a late night program about 4 months ago, and he looked really good. He was on actually the Bill Maher show, and he looked good. I mean, the guy's like 94 years old or whatnot, so he's still out there. And it's funny how William Shatner, he went to space. He went to space, so he was, I think, the only one out of the Star Trek crew that really got to go to space. So that's a milestone in my opinion.
All right, our birthdays for today. 1889, Robert A. Taft, American lawyer and politician. Don, last name Taft, which means he's part of the Taft family. I'll get you exactly. I think he was the son. Let me see, family here of the former president.
What year was it?
He was born on this day in 1889.
That sounds right. Because Taft was president in like 1912, and then he became Chief Justice after that, which is unusual to be going to be a Chief Justice after being president.
Yeah.
He was one term.
Taft had 4 sons.
Yep.
William Howard Taft III, Robert Alfonso Taft, Lloyd Bowers Taft, and Horace Dwight Taft, who Robert Alfonso Taft Jr. Passed away in 1993. Is the one of the oldest who was still alive in the 90s. 2 of them were alive in the 90s.
Grandsons,
yes.
yeah.
So,
Well,
there you go.
Yeah.
We have that. 1932, Patsy Cline, American singer, songwriter, and pianist, passed away in 1963, I believe in a plane crash.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. 1938, Adrian Cronauer, American sergeant and radio host. His life is based on a movie, Don. What movie?
What was it?
Adrian Cronauer.
I should know it, but I don't. Who?
Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What year?
He was born this day in 1938, which would make him, if he was still alive today, that would make him 86.
Oh, yeah. What a great portrayal done by Robin Williams in that movie. That's one of my favorite Robin Williams movies. Actually, Good Will Hunting is my favorite, but that's my second favorite.
1941, Bernie Sanders, born on this day. He is 83 today, still in the Senate. 1947, Benjamin Orr, American singer, songwriter, and bass player. Benjamin Orr played for
The Cars.
The Cars. Yes, the Cars.
Actually, he did most of the singing too. Everyone thinks Rick Ocasek did a lot of the singing. I think they did half and half. I think they split their duties. And I like Rick Ocasek. I really think he's got a good voice. But I thought Benjamin Orr, my brother agrees with me that he was the line drive behind that band. He had everything to do with it, and I think it was technically his band, but I think he was the, they were all good. I mean, you need a band, but he was the driving force. Some of the memorable songs that the Cars did was sung by Benjamin Orr.
Yeah.
So.
1956, Mick Brown, American drummer, another great drummer in rock and roll history. He played for Dokken, Lynch Mob. He was also in Ted Nugent's band as well. But Mick Brown, was in Dokken. Dokken, very great band, until they unfortunately broke up.
I've seen them a couple times.
Yeah, but really good band.
They were good. I mean, all bands are good live if you think about it. I mean, we've had friends, my friends are your friends in a way, and we're pushing to go see Glenn Hughes for the first time. And once my friend Patrick saw Glenn Hughes, he was just like he was hooked. My friend Mark, same deal. I mean, they saw him the last couple of years, and they're like, unbelievable. It's just like one of those, if he comes around, they'll never miss him again. Yes. And we're trying to push my buddy Mickey from Jersey to go down and see him on the 13th. Yeah, Mickey, 13th, down there in Denellen, New Jersey. See him, take a ride, it's only an hour. It'll change your life. Yeah. Live music, for some reason, you see somebody, is unbelievable. Like we went to the Deep Purple and Yes show last week. And it's a pain. Yeah, you got to get out. You buy the tickets. It's a ride up. It's a whole situation. It's a whole development you got to deal with. It's just, But once you get there, once they stop playing the first song, if it's a band you really like, then you find out it was well worth all the aggravation to go see them.
Yeah.
You just got to get there, and usually, if I see a show, I never regret it.
All right, let's finish off the birthdays today by talking about two wrestlers. 1964, Raven, born on this day. It was in ECW. Just a very interesting character when it comes to wrestling. Raven, born on this day in 1964. He is still wrestling. He is 60 years old and still wrestling. I mean, Sting just recently retired, and he is 65. And Ric Flair didn't retire until his 70s. So a lot of wrestlers, they don't tend to retire.
Well,
they tend to keep wrestling.
I think the money's too good,
Yeah, they tend to keep wrestling, even if it's wise or not. In Ric Flair's case, maybe it wasn't wise for him to keep wrestling, but. I don't know. Money does talk in wrestling, and the money is pretty good when it comes to wrestling. 1971, David Arquette, born on this day in 1971, American actor. He was in a lot of the Scream movies. I think he still is. Also, he was a director, producer, and also wrestler. He worked for, I believe, WCW back in the day, when WCW was around. Worked for them. And our passings on this day, 2 years ago today, Elizabeth II, Queen of the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth realms, Don. Queen Elizabeth II, 2 years ago today, passed away.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. There's your birthdays and passings and today in history today. We're going to take our first commercial break right now. And when we come back, we're going to have a couple of things to talk about, blood drives and stuff like that. And then the second half of the show, it's going to be mostly transportation. Maybe a little bit of sports mixed in there if we have time as well, but mostly transportation in the second half of the show. Open phone lines as well, 508-822-1106, 508-822-1106 is the number to call if you have anything that you want to talk about this morning. Give us a call, 508-822-1106. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. This is WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM. We will be right back. Gotta scratch my nose here. Nose is itchy that whole entire freaking segment. It's annoying.
Drink some coffee. Get some coffee in you because you're.
It's not that.
You got allergies?
My freaking nose is itchy. The entire freaking
Gotta be
segment.
checked out for allergies, dude. I mean, it's medicine. It's getting worse. The allergies.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from
We're good now, I think.
the United States Armed Forces.
We're good now.
Ride motorcycles
I don't know. Maybe I'm just oversensitive.
Maybe it's the dust. I don't know.
I'm oversensitive to something. Dust
Well, it's been lately.
provide a warm meal,
sucks.
clothing, shelter, and guidance.
Go on.
Thank you.
I'm good now, I think.
Good.
We have members
Don't be good. I mean, we got a radio show to do, right?
states and living abroad.
No, I'm good.
Many members continue to serve in our armed forces. Several serve in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate
Okay.
in many
Blood drives.
Joey.
What?
each year. And as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support,
None yet.
visit
None your business.
CVMA.org.
Blood drives. 152.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle.
I already played that. Crap. There we go.
WVBF is your hometown radio station. And one of the things we like to do to support people in your hometown is to run community announcements. If you do belong
blood
to a
drives.
nonprofit group or organization, or if you're an official with a city or town government, send your community announcements along to our email address. It's safe, it's fast, and allows us to get right back to you if we have a question. Send your community announcements to WVBF1530@hotmail.com. That's WVBF1530@hotmail.com. Thank you for listening. Your
You might as well go right into the news, Joey.
No. No, we're not.
You got time for 2 minutes? You
Yeah.
going to the news?
Yeah. I'm going to talk for 2 minutes and then go to the news. Yes. It's exactly what I'm going to do. You got it. It's exactly what I'm going to do.
Street in Brockton, Massachusetts offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495. Hi, this is Tony Lopes here to remind you of our local talk show lineup. Coffee with Tony airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. And my good friend Ron Lancaster takes over every Monday and Thursday at the same time. Local talk radio, great guests, and your calls. Heard here on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. And welcome back to Middleboro in Review as I turn the music down. There we go. 7:27 a.m. So I go to our blood drives this morning. We have 2 blood drives coming up in the month of September. We have tomorrow, September 9th. And that's at the Lakeville Public Library. That's at 4 Precinct Street in Lakeville. 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. for that blood drive. That's coming up tomorrow. And then we have Thursday, the 19th of September at Emerald Square Mall, 999 South Washington Street, Route 1, North Attleboro, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for that blood drive. So 2 blood drives coming up in the month of September. If you're able to give blood, definitely go out and do so. Very important, as the Red Cross has stated a couple times this year. They're right now with a low supply of blood. They've said that about twice so far this year. Most recently in July, they mentioned that. So if you're able to go out and give blood, definitely do so. And also, there are several blood donation centers as well. One in Raynham. I believe there's one in Kingston as well. If you want to give blood but aren't able to go to the 2 blood drives that I mentioned, there are also blood donation centers as well. And also, there has been guideline changes when it comes to mad cow disease as well. People who may have been exposed to it, they can now screen for that as well. So anyone who's worried about that can now also give blood because they have a better screening for that as well. All right, it is 7:30 a.m. Let's take our half-hour break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about transportation for the remainder of the show. And we have open phone lines, 508-822-1106. 508-822-1106 is the number to call if you have anything you want to talk about on today's show, whether it be transportation, whether it be sports. Give us a call, 508-822-1106 is the number. I'm Joey Driscoll, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review on WVBI 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Herring. Republican Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance says Kamala Harris is on the wrong track by hinting at price controls to crack down on price gouging.
Senator Vance says price controls have been tried before.
It failed every time it happened.
He says one of the first effects is always shortages.
You're not able to buy flour. You're not able to buy eggs in the grocery store.
As for any greedy companies that seek to jack up their prices,
The way to solve that issue, Hugh, is competitive marketing.
but Vance told the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt show that Harris favors regulations and green policies bound to stifle the very competition that would keep prices in check. Bob Agner reporting.
The Balkans have endured a record-hot summer.
A Belgrade resident described the intense heat they've endured over the past few months. This summer was too hot. You couldn't walk in the city. It was only pleasant when you could swim in Ada Lake. It was too hot. It was like a tropical summer, but we live in Africa and not in Europe. The region in Southeast Europe is used to hot summers, but previous records were broken this year with repeated heat waves and an almost totally dry July and August. Hot weather in the Balkans has dried out rivers in Bosnia and Serbia. There have also been raging forest fires in Croatia, North Macedonia, and Albania. I'm Rika Ann Garcia.
A relative of the Georgia high school shooting suspect says the teen's mother called the school before the killings. Annie Brown, the suspect's aunt, tells the Washington Post his mother called Appalachia High School about 30 minutes before the Wednesday shooting to warn them of an emergency involving her son. A year after a deadly earthquake struck Morocco's high Atlas Mountains, reconstruction efforts are slowly moving forward. Some residents of the towns hit by the quake have praised the incremental progress made and assistance they've gotten. A lot of people, though, are not happy. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Well,
Summer is upon us and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity. Golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people and you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have one answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints or muscles, in 3 weeks or less you'll start to feel the difference all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-473-5433. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Former Venezuelan opposition presidential candidate Edmundo Gonzalez has fled into exile after being granted asylum in Spain, delivering a major blow to millions who placed their hopes in his upstart campaign to end 2 decades of single-party rule. The surprise departure of the man considered by Venezuela's opposition and several foreign governments to be the legitimate winner of July's presidential race was announced late last night by Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez. She says the government decided to grant Gonzalez safe passage out of the country just days after ordering his arrest. Vietnamese state media reporting 114 people dead and 176 injured by Typhoon Yagi, which slammed into the country's north yesterday. Officials warned of heavy downpours despite its waning power. Described by Vietnamese officials as one of the most powerful typhoons to hit the region over the last 10 years. Yagi left more than 3 million people in the dark at last check. News and analysis at townhall.com. There's been an egg recall following a salmonella outbreak.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says 65 people in 9 states have been infected, including 42 in Wisconsin. The department says the eggs were distributed in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan. The recall includes all egg types in containers labeled Milo's Poultry Farms or Tony's Fresh Market. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there have been 24 hospitalizations and no deaths as of Friday. Wisconsin health officials advise anyone who ate the eggs and is experiencing symptoms to contact a healthcare provider. I'm Mike Hempin.
A New York City mural honoring ancient and modern figures in medicine could end up in pieces if it can't find a new patron soon. Medical research through the ages has sat in the Midtown Manhattan building since Pfizer opened in 1961, but Pfizer's out. Apartments are coming in and the murals left behind. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Lee, General Manager of the MBTA. We have a tremendous amount of work that has been ongoing throughout our system since we launched this track improvement program. And I want everyone to know that we have significant work coming up, starting Friday, September 6th, and ending on Sunday, September 29th. We will begin a 24-day closure of the Braintree branch between JFK, UMass, and Braintree stations. During this time, Red Line trains will not be serving North Quincy, Wallaston, Quincy Center, Quincy Adams, and Braintree stations. To get our riders moving, we will provide alternative transportation options, including free shuttles, commuter rail, and Winthrop Quincy ferry service. I know the timing of this diversion may be problematic and understand this will be disruptive, especially with the start of the school year. But this is crucial work that once complete will begin to bring immediate benefits to our riders and the communities that we serve. So I ask all of you for your patience as we revitalize
Uh-oh. Yeah, man. Why?
18 miles of track.
There you go.
I want our riders to know that we'll be accomplishing record work in terms of long deferred track work, signal work, power work, and station work that's needed to enhance their trips. At the end of this 24 days, we'll be restoring service back to its 40 miles an hour maximum speed. And then over the course of the next few months, we will be raising speeds to up to 50 miles an hour. At the end of this, riders will be able to regain 27 minutes a day of their travel. Every day, round trip, they will save 27 minutes. To increase awareness and help riders plan ahead, we're working with our community partners and stakeholders to inform riders, including all of the returning students. We're also implementing several new outreach strategies to target customers that live or work around red line stations. Riders are encouraged to visit mbta.com/redline to view our Red Line Diversions Rider's Guide and to subscribe to T-Alerts for up-to-date travel information. The MBTA will continue to invest in our infrastructure so you, our riders, experience a better, a safer, and more reliable transit system day in and day out. The one that you deserve, the one that you've been asking for, we're committed to giving to you. The number of weekly subway trips is increasing on every line, and the headways, the time between trains at peak travel times, are the best they've been in a long time. Less than 3 minutes on the green line, 5 minutes on the blue line, 6 minutes on the red line, and 7 minutes on the orange line, and they will only get better. And what I'm committed to is eliminating all speed restrictions by the end of 2024. We are well on our way to doing that, and that will allow us to be able to maintain our system beyond that period going forward, to be able to give you the level of service that you deserve and expect and what we promised you. And hopefully you've already felt these improvements across the system. System closure of this magnitude takes the hard work and dedication of hundreds of MBTA employees and construction workers. I want to thank everyone involved in planning and delivering and safely executing all of these diversions and this upcoming one. Your work contributes to making the T safer, faster, more reliable, and hopefully the preferred choice of travel. I also want to thank our riders for their continued patience and confidence that the T will get this job done, and we're getting this done for you. Thank you for riding the T.
Well, that is General Manager Philip Ang. And Don, what are your thoughts?
Oh, the big boss got out and told everybody. He was a couple of years ago he came in, right?
Yes.
I think he's been doing an alright job. I mean, it's just when you close any kind of infrastructure down, people are going to be frustrated. It's never a good time for people. But riding the Braintree section of the T lately is definitely a non-starter as far as the slow zones. It's insanely 10 miles an hour, crazy. So, I mean, that's driving people out of the public transportation, the slow zones. I mean, people, even you hate riding in a slow train. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who have no choice. I understand that, but people who have a choice and they drive, they gotta drive. So, you gotta get it done. Gotta bite the bullet, get it done, and whatever. They're talking 40 miles an hour. Hopefully, and then up to 50. Hopefully, they do that. And I can't remember the last time that the train went. I think I was in my 20s, in my 30s, or whatever. Unless I remember riding that high speeds on the red line. It's just been slower and slower over the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very long time.
And when the feds came in and told them they were bad, everything was bad. Then it only got worse. Down, goes from 30 down to 10. So it's been a long, difficult. So I think this might be the last of the major closures. This is this 18-mile stretch between Braintree and JFK. Keep in mind, anybody who's going into Boston, I mean, has to work in Quincy and has to go into Boston, or takes the red line from even areas around here. You do have to commit a rail. So if you are in the Quincy area for some reason, if you're listening, You do have Braintree and Quincy Center, and you got 3 commuter rail lines that serve that. And the shuttle buses aren't bad. I'm not sure exactly if they're going to South Station or diverting to Ashmont. I think they could be diverting to Ashmont, which I think, I'm not 100% sure. I should try to find out, but when the commuter rail is under construction, they got usually the shuttle buses run straight to South Station as an express. I don't think that's the case here, but like I said, you got the option of taking the commuter rail, and there's 3 lines. So if you're in the Braintree area, you get if you're in the Braintree, you get Kingston and the Middleboro line, and if you're Quincy Center, you pick up that extra line, the Greenbush line from Situate and Cohasset. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's work that needs to be done. I mean, you can't be running trains at 10 miles an hour. That's definitely, you got to fix the problem.
Yeah, not ideal. Yeah, so I think they are definitely well on their way to doing that. So that sounds like a good statement as well from Philip Yang as well.
Yeah, I think he's been doing a pretty good job considering, he got handed a pile of whatever you want to call it, handed to him.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So he's trying to put it all back together. When he's been 2 years now, and I don't even think he did the. I think Davies was the general manager. Yang was hired by the governor, by Maura Haley. So I mean, Maura Haley was sworn in office in 2023. So she's been going on 2 years now. So yeah, I mean, talking January, you're talking less than less than 2 years. So this is one of the major closures for a long period of time. But they did the tunnels, they did the red line. So hopefully, they get everything straightened out and whatever.
All right, some of the other lines. Looking at some of the local lines here for the commuter rail. In the Greenbush line, it's only one service alert. On the weekend, this weekend, 7th and 8th, and next weekend, 14th and 15th, express buses will replace regular train service between Braintree and South Station on the Middleboro, Kingston, and Greenbush lines to allow for red line track improvement work. That is the work that we just mentioned.
On the weekends?
Yep, on the weekends it will affect the commuter rail.
Okay.
As well.
I see.
There you go.
I guess. All right.
Yeah. So we have. So the Kingston line, same thing.
Yeah.
As well there, and also the Middleboro Lakeville line. It's going to be the same deal there as well, along with the other alert for the Middleboro Kingston line, which is the station entrance issue with Campello Station, which we've mentioned before, and it's probably not going to change.
That's not going to change. But, okay, so on the weekends with commuter rail now, there are express buses that run right into Boston from Braintree. When you get off at Braintree, you can walk down and you can get on an express bus. It'll take you right to South Station. Or there's other buses that run your local, which will be pretty much the red line buses. So keep that in mind, I guess, for the weekends. So you don't go to Ashmont and turn it into a 2-hour ordeal, because that's what they're doing now. As far as the red line's concerned, they're taking you to Ashmont, and then you got to get on the train, which I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of a ride in from North Quincy to Ashmont. That's a ride inland to go back out. But I guess that's how they want to do it. They really got to coordinate the buses, and I think they've been doing all right with what I've seen. So, I don't know. I don't ride it every day, so I wouldn't know.
Anyone going into Attleboro today, Attleboro Station today to go to Providence for today, board all Providence line trains on the inbound platform track number 4, and that is at Attleboro. And there's also a service change as well, effective tomorrow for approximately 7 weeks. The high-level platform on the outbound side of Attleboro station will close for renovation. You can board the trains at the north end of the platform. Portable lift will be available on the platform. So
it's always good to go online if you can and read up what's going on, because you can be standing on the wrong side and the train just blows you right by. And as far as Middleboro Station, they're not right across it. So if you see the train coming in the other side, you're not going to make it. And as far as a weekend situation, trains run every 2 hours, and you will not make it where you're going if you miss those trains. A lot of times there's not enough signage. There's not many. Obviously, there's no personnel to tell you what's going on. Signage is limited. It's really up to you. You know, which is unfortunate. I think because they kind of leave you for dead in a way. You really up to your own. So hope as long as you. I just feel bad for people who aren't tech savvy, don't have smartphones, and they're kind of walking around thinking and they can't get these alerts or whatnot. Usually, the signage, I don't know, it's confusing a lot. I think there's still a major communication issue with the T. I'll tell you a story, and this wasn't the T, but this was Amtrak. Mm-hmm. I drove my two good friends to the Amtrak station. They were going on my buddy Dave and Angelina. They were going on a trip to cross the United States. They had an Amtrak pass, and what everyone did is there's like a small flat loading area, which is maybe, I don't know, 10 feet long. They have them at the station with the low boarding platforms, and everyone stood on that, and the Amtrak train didn't stop there, and everyone's just standing up there. And the conductor was like yelling at everybody because the commuter trains do stop there, like the little level boarding. I mean, they have them in the stations with the lower levels, and they might run 10 or 12 feet long. I mean, they're just for that until they rebuild them. But it's just there's no communication. We didn't know what track it was going to come in. It's just zero communication for the passengers, and just for the simple fact, I see somebody running across the tracks to make the right choice. It's just a mistake waiting to happen. I mean, you got to have signage, you got to have communication. I know they might run it up a different track, and that's how the railroad operates. But I think signage is the best way to go. And then those platforms, everyone's standing on those platforms thinking that Amtrak's going to pull up just like the MBTA, and it wasn't the case. They're like, "Oh, what are you standing over there for?" Yelling at everybody. This guy was yelling at everybody. And because the commuter rail stop here. We're not the commuter. It's just like, come on, kind of get on the same wavelength there, or I don't know. It's just signage, maybe signage. Put signs everywhere. Tell them it's level boarding. Amtrak's level boarding. Yeah. So they don't use those. Ramps or the short level boarding things you see on stations that are level boarding.
Ferry's done.
They're talking Quincy Ferry now, huh? For Quincy Ferry?
Hingham and Hull, we're going to go through all of them here today, because I like to do that every once in a while.
Yep.
Hingham and Hull, ferry notice. George's Island is closed for the season, so anyone who's looking to go to George's Island, gotta wait till next year.
I'll get a canoe.
Or get a canoe.
Yep.
It's closed until spring of 2025. By the way, Cape Flyer is closed until summer as well. That just closed after Labor Day as well. And same thing with George's Island.
They tried to make that happen for Columbus Day, but I remember a few years ago they had it for Columbus Day weekend, and it didn't fly.
Hingham and Hull Ferry dock issue. Portions of the town of Hull parking lot at the Hull Ferry Terminal are blocked off for sewer pump station construction work through the end of 2025. And you can find out more information about that by going to the town of Hull website.
Did Phil Yang say about the Quincy ferry, meaning ferries are coming out of Quincy?
So we're gonna get to that here, yeah.
That's important to know because that ferry terminal has been closed for a while, and that's right at the Fort River Rotary, at the bridge there, at the Fort River Bridge.
So it's not showing me any any timetables here.
No?
No, it's not. It has a
Oh,
PDF.
you know,
It has a PDF.
You know
schedule.
Quincy? You know Squantum.
Let's see.
It's Squantum.
Squantum.
It's Squantum. I bet it's I bet it's Squantum
Okay.
over at Maria Bay. They got one there. That sounds right. All right. He just mentioned it. So they're not opening that. There used to be a ferry terminal at the Quincy Point at the Rotary. That's where they park the boats at night. That's where they go house for the night over there. The U.S.
So yes, that's that.
Yeah, but no, it's got to be it's got to be Squantum.
Charlestown. There is no alerts for Charlestown, so things are going well there at Charlestown. East Boston. Same thing. No alerts for East Boston.
It's Sunday. You're not getting any alerts today.
Well, and I usually check if there's any long-term alerts.
Yeah. No.
And there's nothing for Lynn either. So there you go. There's your update for the ferries there as well. And then finally, the subway lines, as we just mentioned, the Red Line, major construction work going on there. The Green Line, we'll get to that in a moment, and the Blue Line and the Mattapan Trolley. Let's get to those. First off, the Orange Line. Just escalator stuff. Escalator at Forest Hills is unavailable. Escalator at North Station unavailable, which is a Valentelli Way. Ruggles escalator is unavailable. Oak Grove elevator 800 is unavailable. And also there's an escalator closure at Oak Grove platform to Old State House lobby, unavailable until further notice. So a lot of escalator issues on the Orange Line, which
there's always been escalator issues. They just can't get ahead of the escalators. I mean, I don't know. I have a friend of mine who is in the elevator escalator business, and I say, what's up with all these escalators being down? I mean, he says it's just a matter of getting the right parts. It's just I don't know. And no one wants to do that kind of work. People like working on elevators, but the escalators, that's hard work to put those. Oh my God. No one wants to do it. I mean, I'm sure people are doing it, but I mean, people would rather work on elevators than escalators. Escalators are pretty, it's dirty and hard work. You got to know what you're doing on those. And then sometimes he says, you put it all together, you hit the button, it doesn't work, and you take it all apart. There's really no rhyme or reason about doing the escalators. So, but it just, years ago, it didn't seem like we had problems with the escalators. Years ago, it just seemed like everything worked. I mean, I don't know. It's just not now. All of a sudden, we're in 2024 and nothing works, and there's no supply line, and there's nothing. We don't have this, we don't have that. Okay, that's an improvement, huh?
Green Line, two Arlington Station entrances adjacent to 350 Boylston Street are closed temporarily due to construction. Riders can use the entrances across the street in front of 320 Boylston Street. And also the Park Street elevator 804, North Government Center to North Lobby to Tremont Street, Winter Street, unavailable due to maintenance.
Right.
There's your Green Line. Mattapan Trolley, I don't think there's anything here. Nope, nothing for Mattapan Trolley. And the Blue Line, just, again, escalators. Escalator at Baldwin, escalator Aquarium, and two escalators, actually, at Aquarium closed. So there you go. There is your system-wide update there for
I guess that's
ferries,
an update, huh?
ferries, trolleys,
Everything.
and commuter rail. There you go.
I guess so. For anybody who looking for that the ride escalator, you might be
Might have some issues.
I know
with
how
that,
much you love escalators.
I
Tell
don't.
everyone how much you love escalators.
I don't, Don. I do not.
No, you still don't, huh? I'm dragging.
I do not.
Last time we went to Washington D.C., a lot of the metro there, the escalators are so deep.
Yes,
those
very.
stations are deep.
Very.
And I'm dragging you all around. I hated it. And then our life station, I think, has the the Red Line has the deepest escalator in the system. And then we went to Grand Central Madison, which they said that's like, I don't know, 17 stories, something like that. That escalator is so deep down there. The walk between the old Grand Central, where the Metro North is, to the Grand Central Madison and Long Island Railroad it's like a 10-minute walk. It's it's like a 3-minute escalator ride down, and then down another. It's pretty far away, so it's a lot of walking. But I guess in New York City, you have to go deep underneath. I mean, you got
All right. The final 75 seconds or so. How about those Patriots? Week 1 here coming up just a couple hours from now. 1 p.m. start in Cincinnati. They'll be taking on the Bengals. Okay. I'm not too excited for this game because Cincinnati is getting back their star quarterback, and I have some issues with what the Patriots, how the Patriots are structured this year, and I don't foresee a great season. Unfortunately, I'm thinking 4 to 6 wins, somewhere around there is their peak.
we gotta give
Gerard Mayo a chance here to get the team to where they need to be, and it's not going to be this year. It's not unless something crazy happens at the deadline.
Yep.
Unless there is some crazy pickup for the Patriots at the deadline. I mean, there are some players who might be on their way out of teams, probably at the deadline. The Bengals have some issues with some players, particular Jamar Chase, in particular, who they might end up trading at the trade deadline if they don't have to get a contract done with him. But I'm expecting a Bengals victory. Will it be close? I think so. I think maybe by a touchdown, for sure. I think the Patriots will be competitive in this game. Jamar Chase, I'm not sure if he'll play. There has been conflicting reports that he'll play. T. Higgins, I think, is on the injury report as well, so he's questionable when it comes to playing. So it's a little interesting there. But we'll see what happens there. I think week 2, the Patriots have a much better chance of winning, and that's against Seattle. But that's next week. We'll talk about that next week. I am Joey Driscoll. This has been Middleboro in Review. Thank you, everyone, for listening to today. Is Middleboro in Review. Tomorrow is Middleboro Matters. Chachi LaPrette will be calling in. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we got a Lorenzo's night.
Yes.
Saturday night.
Yes.
Another Beatles night, the last night under the tent there at Lorenzo's. So we're going to be out there. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And see you next week for another edition of Middleboro in Review. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green.
Bye, everybody.